Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, another wondrous, another magical Propagandacast. Me, your host, Imperial Dane. We shall be having ourselves a fun little 1 vs 1 right here on Swarovski Winter. We shall be watching Stephenn JF fighting for the 1st Infantry Division for Deutschland versus Sturmtigerost of the Soviet Union and the 4th Tank Corps. Noting immediate infantry company here. We are also noting here that Stephenn has mechanized assault, joint operations, and Luftwaffe supply doctrine as his doctrinal choices versus Sturmtigerost with Soviet shot army, guard rifle combined arms, and shock rifle frontline tactics. There's definitely going to be an emphasis on either shock troopers or something, but in part also submachine guns. There's definitely also be then an artillery, and for that matter also Sturmweg attacks. I mean, there's actually some things that rather appear much more abundantly than others. So there's definitely quite a bit of overlap here for Sturmtigerost and his doctrines. That's actually sort of rather interesting to note. In fact, I mean, the two doctrines are only sort of initially put apart by the fact that one has got shock troops. No, looks like he's already gone for shock rifle though, so clearly here's an initial choice from Sturmtigerost. Still, rather interesting set of commanders he'd set himself up there. Grenadiers popping out here for Stephenn JF. A 3rd Grenadier squad, in fact, following up here. Points being secured, conscripts rolling out for Sturmtigerost. Securing points. Stephenn rather heavily focusing on the far west, more specifically the victory point up here. This is definitely interesting, also noting the sort of route he takes. This is rather unusual. I wonder what he's up to. Point there secured. Conscripts moving ahead. 3rd conscript squad arriving. With a 4th likely inbound any moment, unless he decides to get some upgrades. And considering there how much fuel... Oh, well, no mind, I was looking at the munitions. Well done, Dane. You're about to sound absolutely daft there, but either way, 1st engagement is holding up behind a large, very large branch, in fact. Coming up here again, some conscripts. More Grenadiers should hopefully be inbound. MG42 following up here for Stephenn. Conscripts lightly falling back here. Falling back inside the church. Grenadiers moving in from the left side. And there we go, MG42 arrives. 1 Grenadier squad actually departing through the southern route. So far, Stephenn making no move for the fuel points. The Pioneers might be heading in. It looks like he's heading straight for the cut-off point. Looks like Stephenn has predicted this move from Sturmtigerost, sending in the Grenadiers to help until the MG42 can arrive. Conscripts quick to fall back here, under fire for German infantry. And Grenadiers flank in from the rear of the village, setting up position at the same time. All the way down here, conscripts being engaged by Grenadiers hiding in the bushes. We've seen Sturmtigerost charging in. And considering how things are looking, he might have Molotovs, he might not. But already they are 1 lost. The Grenadiers definitely have the advantage down south. Conscripts jumping a bit about much, which in fact makes it easier for the Grenadiers to deal with this. Meanwhile, things are continuing up here. Conscripts holding up, but overall not a good position. There's only 1 window to really fire from, so they can't really respond back, and the Germans really have the advantage here. Nice to get pushed back there. Conscripts are falling back here. Heavy losses only for Helmut went down into dirt. Meanwhile, also here the Russians are having a bit of trouble. Sturmtigerost's initial engagements did not quite work out for him. And Stephenn overall was able to leverage firepower against him in a manner that benefited him. We're seeing a Granaten there following up here for Stephenn. 3 Grenadier squads, MG mortar, a nice little mix here of weaponry to fight for Germany. Few upon there being secured by the Pioniere.
This is now German territory.
Point there secured. He does have munitions for a light machine gun if Stephenn so fancies it. And there we go, Granaten there for fire survey.
Bastards attacking!
Oh, bit of a dart there. Either way, the Russians been pushed back. Comrades staying up with defensive and blocking position there by the few point. Perhaps expecting Stephenn to make a poke move there, but he seems to be ignoring it. Perhaps predicting there will be some resistance there. Conscripts run off. Grenadier squad moving in from the other side though. And there we go. Also flamethrowers up for the Pioniere. Flammenwerfer.
Territory secure!
Stephenn securing most of the map by now. He needs to take up position there, but we are seeing Mortify going in, heading the snow, blowing off branches off a nearby tree.
Losing a sector.
Direct move here for the fuel point with some shock troopers. That's definitely going to require Stephenn a bit of effort to push off. We also think he has taken up already.
Experience is the best teacher.
And it goes. Sturmtigerost has been cut off from his own fuel at the very same time. Combat engineers run off with rather severe casualties at the same time. The Conch moving across here have taken quite a bit of damage from the Grenadiers already. That's definitely an advantage of the Grenadiers. We might even engineers make it out of there just barely. Stephenn attempted to cutting them down. They're not succeeding in getting the conscripts their chance getting back in the Grenadiers. Pioneers are moving in. Grenadiers need to be a bit careful. And the mortars firing in on them. This could end up a bit ugly, but no. Works out for them. More conscripts are arriving. Pioneer moving up with a Flammen Werfer.
Our squad has been honored by its bravery.
And there we go. Conscripts under rather intense fire from German infantry pushed back.
You need fire support?
Fuel point has been secured by the shock troopers, but MG42 secures the fuel point. The other one, overall, Stephenn still dominating the map overall. But there's definitely a chance here of Sturmtigerost getting back. Now he's gotten 2 shock troopers squads there. He's laying out heavily with the infantry. Lots of manpower being poured into that. So he's likely going to see if he can't bash his way through Stephenn's front line. Oh, and the MG42 moving in. Stephenn clearly perhaps not quite prepared for this.
The sector has been cut off.
There we go, firing away. Shock troops getting shredded. Oh, they get the gunner. They get the gunner. We see a quick follow-up with a grenade. Oh dear, Stephenn is too late to retreat. Oh no, he lost the MG42. That was definitely Stephenn perhaps getting a bit too sure of himself. Ended up losing an MG42 right there to Sturmtigerost. Shock troopers over here though getting absolutely murdered by the mortar. Shattered. Blasted to bits. Almost losing the entire shock trooper unit right there to a few well-laden mortar bombs there from Stephenn's Granatenwerfer crew. Well played, but we are seeing the other shock trooper squad moving in there to get a bit of vengeance. MG42 so far being overlooked there by Sturmtigerost. Bunker going up, but that MG42 loss will hurt Stephenn. In particular, if it does end up in the hands of Sturmtigerost, which it very much looks like. There we go, Sturmtigerost quickly following up with mines at the same time, right next to Stephenn's Teller mines. Stephenn already having predicted to take advantage of the fact that almost advanced to lay down some Teller mines there. Good job. If only the MG42 hadn't suffered such a tragic fate.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
If only. In fact, Stephenn is rushing on in terms of tech, but still building up a light mechanized company. Perhaps in response to the lost MG42, or perhaps he just wants to build a lot of stuff right away. Hard to say. Either way, we're seeing a light mechanized company quickly follow up with a support armor corps and Panzergrenadiere on the Weg. More mines up there from Sturmtigerost. MG42 covering up the center. Sturmtigerost quickly making grabs from most of the territory.
Grenadiers reinforced.
I'll play it there, although of course the shock troops to reinforce will be expensive.
Our lines of supply are disrupted.
And certainly there's quite a difference in terms of upkeep for the two sides. Despite probably having largely the same unit count, the shock troops are much more intensive in terms of manpower upkeep. Plus of course there's the reinforcement costs.
Panzer Grenadiers standing by.
Half-track on the way. He could try and save up and go more directly for something like, say, a flak panzer. Perhaps, you know, spend some manpower on a fuel cache. An early flak panzer could prove quite handy right now for Stephenn, or an early Panzer IV. Both are options. Both are options.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Stephenn though needs to be careful there, since there are numerous shock troopers right now. He doesn't quite have the things to sort of lay down sufficient firepower against them, though we do see he's going to get that. In fact, he's aiming for the Flammpanzerwagen. Oh, mine went off. Another squad loss there for Stephenn. Heavy losses there, heavy losses. Not just an MG42, but Grenadier squad so quickly. Panzergrenadier is moving out, and there go the Flammpanzerwagen. Another attempt in a mine by Sturmtigerost. We see the response is swift and brutal right there from the Panzergrenadiers. Flammpanzerwagen almost ready. Panzergrenadiers in a bit of trouble. As soon as the half-track now gets up, they can reinforce. No, they're in fact pulling up a bit here. And there you go, he's managed to force going back. Oh no, the flamethrower's not ready. Apparently though, he's not quite falling back yet. He might be thinking he doesn't quite have the upgrade, but there we go. Just as they get inside the church is being lit on fire. The flame for a half-track pouring out hellfire. Either way, the shock troops all of a sudden aren't looking too good. Their warm clothes and steel plates suddenly turning out to be disadvantageous when faced with a Flammenwerfer.
Territory taken. Push on.
Awaiting orders. Enemy forces
Man engaging down here. Shock troops quickly going to overcome the Grenadiers down there, rather unfortunately. Stephenn moving in, the Flammenpanzerwagen there versus the conscripts need to be a bit careful, of course, it doesn't get too close to an anti-tank grenade, but there we go. Lots of fire, lots of burning, lots of screaming. Over to Sturmtigerost, setting up a support weapon Campanella for the time being. Conscripts over here not having much luck, and we're also noting no upgrades whatsoever for the conscripts, only the field infirmary, but no Molotovs, no anti-tank grenades.
What is it?
engaged.
Non-engagement up here, Grenadiers pushed away. Stephenn slowly making his way back on the field. We're seeing a Pack 40 following up. Also note there's been so far no doctrinal response but from Stephenn. Just rather interesting note here. Quickly into the building, a bundle grenade. Ooh, a bit late there, a bit late. Allowing them time to get out. Bit of damage, but ultimately no kills. Panzers though could get cut down in retreat. A bit too slow there, and the shock troops can't cut them off. They're also low in health. Rather unfortunate there. That's definitely going to hurt Stephenn considerably. They weren't really able to do that much damage. At the same time, Flammenpanzer on here overcoming the MG42. If you can get that back, that's going to be huge. Huge, I say. But no, looks like, oh, they get to escape.
They've opened up on us!
Oh, the frustration.
It is now under our control.
What do you want, comrade?
Despite being only 3 men and not exactly high on health, definitely not too fun there for Stephenn. Points are continuing to be secured. Hands up the cannons to the point here, covering the Flammenpanzerwagen. We're actually seeing a direct move out to the Tangobi Battalion command here for Sturmtigerost.
Incendiary artillery is now available.
And incendiary artillery available.
No retreat! No surrender!
Flamethrower now behind the shock troopers. Conscripts run away. T-70 on the way, also anti-tank grenades. Pioneers need to retreat here.
Anti-grenades now available to all conscripts.
He could end up losing, but there we go. Flammenpanzerwagen away. There you go, forced retreat. Ooh, taking damage, taking damage. Boris caught on fire. Can the Flammenpanzerwagen get them all? The driver masterfully reversing. There we go. Fedorov caught on fire.
We are losing territory.
Ooh, just constantly blocking the retreat path, doing his best to keep them there for a long time. And missing infantry awareness, maybe by accident, maybe intentionally. But basically, if it is intentionally, it's probably to avoid getting ambushed by infantry, lobbing an anti-tank grenade. And there we go. Shock Trooper Squad burnt to death. Vengeance. Conscript Squad here, quickly lighting on fire as well. And we're noting here a sniper out for Stephenn as well, hoping to perhaps add a bit of attrition. And likely going to be used mostly against the shock troopers, but that way drain them of manpower as well. And there you go, the T-70 light tank is on the way. T-34, quick follow-up here for Sturmtigerost. There we go. One man down in the snow. Oh, there we go. T-70 hit the Tellermine. There we go. Stephenn's Tellermine definitely paid off. And, oh, that's a bug right there. That's most unfortunate. And Flammenpanzerwagen following up here to support the sniper. Sniper that's already taken quite a bit of damage. He might want to pull back for some healing or get someone to heal him. Smoke grenade.
Losing supplies to the enemy.
Lovely.
Shock troops under attack.
Conscript sniped. Taking some definite losses there. Sniper pulling back as well. Flammenpanzerwagen moving the other way, trying to stay out of the range of the anti-tank grenades being probably available there. Pack 40 over here. Interesting, interesting.
Waiting for your command.
While at the same time, a lone grenadier squad sneaks about
The
all
enemy has
the way
taken our
up
supply
there.
sector.
Definitely some aggressive harassment going on from Stephenn all the while everything else is going on.
The enemy
Looks
has
like
cut off a sector.
looks yeah. Rather unfortunate there, the Stephen's more took through. Definitely a most unfortunate bug. One does not envy him. Rather rare though that it actually happens. But that is no comfort. Oh, there we go, finally sorted out. T-34 there getting blasted by the Pack 40. Pack 40 in a bit of trouble. Another T-70 on the way. Mortar rounds going in there, and incendiary artillery going in as well, likely after the Pack 40. There we go.
Light tank ready for orders. Supply sector under attack.
I have no idea why what the Soviets actually utilised in the incendiary bits there. I know the Germans like to sort of use something they called Flammöl, which basically means burning oil, which I believe was basically fuel mixed with tar. The tar being added in to actually give the stuff like their flamethrowers more range and probably also burn longer. Stuff like that, basically.
The enemy is taking what
The
we
Americans
have
actually used
secured.
napalm already in World War II. There's him moving up with a Panzerfaust. That should allow him to get out of the grasp of the T-70 light tank.
Well done, comrade.
But so far having more luck than his predecessor, which of course hit the Teller mine. Which basically means plate mine. There we go. Panzerkampfwagen finally arriving here for Stephenn to support the 1st Infantry Division.
Incendiary artillery
East
barrage
Prussian.
ready to fire.
An elite infantry division.
Troops have arrived.
Oh dear, Pack 40 needs to be careful. 4-6, 4-6, 4-6. Stephenn trying to cook off the mine here. An old trick using flamethrowers, but he's slightly missing though, so he can't quite do it. But it's certainly something that was used in company use as well. If you knew where the mine was, you could usually use a flamethrower to cook it off. Then he's being overwhelmed. Shock troops moving in. Also looks like a replacement shock troop squad. So again, rather heavy manpower losses that way being inflicted.
Forces are attempting to
At
capture
the same time, he's got
territory.
quite a force. There we go. Veterans E2. MD42 stops up the Pioneer stuff from the centre.
Taking fire! Come on, that's full strength!
Stephenn knows where there's a mine there, but he hasn't cooked it off. Of course, he's taken some quite large detours. Shock troops moving in. Panzer is holding up. Flam Panzerwagen though is moving up to the right. Panzer Boy fighting, taking ending damage.
Crush the enemy.
Pack 40 needs to stop up. Flamethrower there, burning away. Half the shock troop squad gone. And he might try and hunt them down. Nasty, they're almost virtually two. There we go. T-34 took a hit from the Pack 40 in the rear.
We may be small, but we're fast.
Brutal engagement. Additional Pioneers arriving from Stephenn's property to help repair his tanks, which is definitely needed. That Panzer IV will likely suffer more damage very soon.
Your predecessor died a hero!
Light tank ready.
We have secured the area.
All a bit quiet. Stephenn quickly marshalling all forces forwards, while some is actually moving slightly backwards.
Ready.
Sturmtigerost reinforcing troops. There goes shock troopers opening up on the grenadiers. Sniper quick to move up, no, he needs to be careful. There we go, one shock trooper down already. Flam Panzerwagen also quickly moving up, they're already heavily damaged though, grenadiers need to retreat.
You can't kill all of us.
Ooh, this could be a nasty loss there if he's not careful. But no, looks like they do escape. Albeit quite heavily, and there we go, the mine went off. Stephenn briefly forgot. Heavy loss to the Panzer squad there. Tanks advancing. Tanks advancing. Sniper needs to be careful. Oh. Bad timing there, but looks like he does manage to pull it off. Just barely. Damn close to right there for Stephenn. Damn close. It could easily have turned very ugly.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Catching the tank there with his Panzer IV. Nice hit there on the T-70, but it still managed to escape the clutches of the Wehrmacht. MD-42 on the other hand caught here in a big nice snowdrift. Veteran 2 up also for the German mortar now. Pack 40 following up to provide support. And the crew slightly suffering. Another T-34 on the way. Most of the infantry need to quickly get back on the field.
Losing territory.
He could also consider right now getting another Panzer IV, a Sturmtigerost, to sort of provide additional support. MG crew here getting absolutely plastered.
We have a new T-34 standing by.
With high explosives from above and from less high angles. Panzer order being set upon by the Flampanzerwagen. Forced retreat, taking heavy losses. Panzer IV finding way as well. Machine guns blasting away. Panzer gunners with Panzer sights and sucking. Oh, good lord, the conscripts might go down, they might go down. And there we go, Sturmtigerost suffered a infantry squad loss. That definitely hurt right there. Conscripts rushing in. Panzer's taking up position here to guard against any vehicular rushes. Anti-tank grenade went off there and down the engine of the Panzer IV. Panzers need to vacate and get out of there though. Quickly overwhelmed. At the same time, the conscripts suffer heavy losses and heavy damage. Got two finding down there. Conscripts continue to take damage.
Half-track ready.
Go quick to retreat.
Trying to hit us from the rear!
But I do believe it is time for the mid-game analysis. The current situation is largely in terms of map control in the favour of Stephenn. On the other hand, his proponent does have a larger amount of armour, which is definitely going to be a problem. Of course, he's also got considerably more elite infantry. He's got two shock trooper squads, which will also present a bit of a problem to Stephenn, and alongside that MG42. But that, of course, does mean Stephenn is completely out of the game, or that everything is hopeless. But it certainly means there are definitely some challenges ahead, despite holding most of the map at the moment. There's definitely going to be some more work needed. Also, victory points are not looking his advantage as well. So challenges are there. I mean, the Flampanzerwagen is definitely going to be an important part of his strategy for the time being. I mean, it's really the one thing, you know, laying down a lot of damage, but at the same time, with veterans, he can actually also help quite a bit reinforcing troops without having to get too close either, and thus ensuring he doesn't have to expose itself too much. Stephenn definitely, though, needs a doctrine. I mean, it's 20 minutes in, for some reason he's not chosen a doctrine. I mean, currently I don't think Luftwaffe supply is going to do much, since it's not really much oriented against help dealing with armour. Rather, he would better off either going for joint operations, getting up a Pack 40, or perhaps a howitzer, or opting for mechanised assault. And I mean, the assault guns won't do much. Mechanised assault group probably would be a waste by now, the Sturm 3, but there'll still be a Tiger tank, and the light artillery barrage will certainly also be helpful, but more likely joint operations, also because Stephenn is quite fond of howitzers, be they Soviet or German. The officer could also be used to boost his infantry, and of course the Pack 43 would also be able to help with the enemy armour. Right now, I mean, considering his resources, he could consider either getting a Panzer IV or a Sturmtigerost to help deal with the tanks. Then afterwards he can sort of focus more specifically on the infantry. I think would be a good choice, although again, I mean, he could then sort of, you know, go for mechanised assault, get out a Stug 3E to sort of support his Panzers or Panzer and Stug versus the infantry, so that's also an option, but he probably also should consider laying up a Tellermine around here. That would be a nice job. There's also his likelihood that Sturmtigerost will be charging down there. For Sturmtigerost, he needs definitely to sort of get things a bit more in gear. He's being slowly ground down now by Stephenn. Stephenn sort of striking back harder. The shock troopers are definitely finding a bit of drain on him as well. So there are definitely some tricky issues at hand there for Sturmtigerost. He does have the arm advantage, so if he can leverage that correctly, and certainly one priority probably should be getting that Flampanzerwagen out of the way as quickly as possible and leaving it a smouldering wreck. Also, some more mines could probably be advantageous here and there to sort of make it harder for Stephenn to regain territory. Also, a bit of harassment over here would not be a bad idea either. Also, a half-track to perhaps keep troops reinforced at the front line. Or for that matter, you could basically just try and save up for an IS-2 right now, though he might want a fuel cache, and basically that way pummel his way through his opponent's lines. Or I suppose a KV-8, though I think an IS-2 would just have that much more punch. Let's put back to Stephenn. Also in terms of damage, I mean, they're actually quite close to each other. Stephenn, of course, have the kill advantage, largely due to, again, the conscripts, but also, wiping out a squad here, and then the Flampanzerwagen definitely providing a larger deal of their current advantage, although the Panzer IV is doing sort of alright. The sniper, though, hasn't really been able to sort of deal a lot of damage, and Stephenn probably wants to sort of get him a bit more into the action. Perhaps place him up in some buildings, sort of properly screened, but otherwise, you know, firing away reasonably safely against any invading troops, and that way perhaps hoping getting a bit closer to something a bit more impressive. Oh, but let's head back to the fight here. Shock troops under heavy fast advance, trying to get that Pack 40. But there we go. Nice hit from the Panzer IV, getting one third of the squad force pulling back. Tanks are advancing. Flampanzerwagen in trouble, seeing Pioneers also pulling back, ready to force the Pack 4. Pack 40 needs to turn about, we're seeing a large assault here. The flank is exposed. He needs to reinforce. Oh, fire off the target weak point. A bit slow there, a bit slow. Grenade going off, Pack 40 still holding up. Half second too far away. Target weak point, crew wiped out. He pulled away too fast. Ensuring the Pack 40 got cleared out a bit too quick here. He might get the shock troopers though, but at a rather high cost. There we go. Panzer IV down, Pack 40 cleared out. He only got one T-34 with the other two tanks. A bit of a bad situation. Oh, this one is very close to veteran T2. Shock troopers also got out of there. He preserved his half track, but that's about it really. Oh, mine went off, wiping out another Grenadier squad. T-34, veteran 2 almost down. Panzergers with Panzerx moving in. Could it be he might be trying to hunt the tanks down and get them? The Panzerjäger move out, and usually Panzerx are actually handed out to more specialised tank hunter teams. The Panzerfaust usually being the sort of weapon handed out to everybody. So a little fun fact there. Self-repairs going up. There we go, T-34 kaput.
Yes?
Stephenn wants more swiftly and brutally advancing for Germany, for the Reich. And T-70 there loads into the Grenadiers. The quick Panzerfaust does go off and damages the engine. Panzerfaust troopers taking a slight route here away from the enemy's infantry, so might try to hunt down the T-70. Nice idea there. Sniper gaining veteran to 1. Engineers just dropping left and right. Flampanzerwagen Moscow ready. He's still got the resources to get a tank, and he's basically trying to evade the T-70 or moving into Panzer Grenadiers. Get in the way. Oh, retreating first the Grenadiers now. His only hope is the T-70 doesn't stop, because it's rather inaccurate. As long as it's moving, it allows the Grenadiers to escape. Looks like that doesn't succeed, but oh, the conscript then get him. Heavy infantry loss now going in for Stephenn. There's lost 2 more Grenadiers rather rapidly. MG-42 with the flamethrower punch. Oh, veterans 1. Oh, too slow there, too slow there. He might get a few extra kills, but overall nothing impressive. An additional Panzerkampfwagen on the way there for the 1st Infantry Division. Another T-34 rolling out for Stephenn. Oh, Sturmtigerost, not Stephenn. And there you go, Telemann going up at the road junction.
This is now German territory.
T-70 trying to get out of there. Limping away.
We are under attack!
And conscripts here getting back. Oh, rushing in at them. Rushing in at the Flampanzerwagen. Oh, a bit of a bad move there, a bit of a bad move. He could lose the squad. He most likely will lose the squad, and eventually 2-1 at that. Certainly both sides are suffering heavily in the infantry department. In fact, he's down to 1 conscript squad and 2 shock troop squads at the moment. But T-34 arrives, pushes in. Panzer IV is here to move up. And there you go. Oh, Stephenn might lose to veteran 2 Flampanzerwagen. That's going to hurt. At the same time, imagine Sturmtigerost is shouting vengeance for the motherland. So of course he's just gotten something that's done him so much harm and wiped out so many squads. I mean, I think we're talking about 3 squads. Definitely good work there from the Flampanzerwagen. That's a up position here, over to blockade. Now go T-70 taking quite the volley. Veteran T2, grenade there from the shock troopers. Concussive grenade does quite a bit of damage there. Note these are concussive grenades the shock troopers are lobbing, not fragmentation grenades. That's what the guards troops are. And these are basically, in some regards, are actually similar to the German stick grenade. Partly they were concussion grenades. To make them frag grenades, they'd have to put a special sleeve around them, if I'm not mistaken. Well, again, I'm not so huge on Soviet grenades, of course I might be making a few mistakes there. But both are sort of more focused on range. Pack 40 here beset by shock troops here. The engagement is actually going surprisingly well for the T-34, taking down quite a bit of damage to the Panzer IV. Pack 40 crew massacred. Stephenn throwing a bit of resourcing against 16 command points. I wonder what Stephenn is thinking. Shock troops a bit of trouble. T-70 quick rushing in there. Panzer IV in a lot of trouble.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
An incendiary explosive round could be helpful.
Yes.
But then so much a moment. He gets a flak panzer again. I'm not entirely sure he wants a flak panzer at the moment.
Cut off.
Not sure he wants a flak panzer. T-70 moving up. Panzer IV needs to pull back. And there we go. T-34 hit our mine. Hit our mine. Veterans one for the Panzer IV. Panzer IV, and he's blitzing forwards. Panzer IV taking heavy damage. Does get the T-34, but the T-70 by the looks of it got the Panzer IV, forced it to abandon. But the shock troopers take it back. Oh, and oh my God, he gets away with it. He steals it right out under Stephenn's nose. Scheisse.
Requested units have arrived.
That was not a good trade-off there for Stephenn. Not a good trade-off. Now he's stuck with a flak panzer.
We have 200 points.
While Sturmtigerost T-70 quickly undergoing repairs from the crew.
We are ready for
Things
action.
are looking a bit grim here for the 1st Infantry Division. Even with a flak panzer in tow. But certainly that Panzer IV won't be joining the fight right away, which I suppose is a small comfort.
Panzer firing on us! Standing by.
And easily beset by the T-34. Quick Panzer Faust.
This is ours! What do you need?
Territory secured.
Grenadiers taking another loss.
New anti-tank gun has arrived.
Another Pack 40, interesting enough, he's not recruited this Pack 40, otherwise I mean, he could easily get a lot of anti-tank firepower. I mean, he would just require some pioneers to quickly do it. So hopefully he gets around to that. At the same time, T-70 operating down here.
Enemy is attempting to
Black Panther moving in, and this might get off a Panzer Faust to ensure he doesn't escape the wrath of the Ostwind. Wow! Impressive Panzer striking. Wiping out two members right away. Oh, the MG though gets away.
We need orders.
There we go, T-70 getting blasted there.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Not sure what's going on there for the Ostwind, apparently reloading or something.
Our lines.
There we go. T-70 down, silenced, kaput. Point timing secured, sniper holding up in the crater. Really has been able to do a lot of damage there with the sniper, and certainly the shock troopers make it a bit difficult, since again if he's not careful they can easily overrun him and kill him.
I have made this territory ours.
Well then again, well use of the
The sharpshooter.
B patrol in here could certainly do a bit of work. Still no doctrinal choice from Stephenn. Looks like there was a big move there for the Panzerkanone. I was forced away there by the arrival of the shock troopers. Tanks are arriving. A KV-8 flamethrower tank. That is definitely bad news for Stephenn. This pack won't stand a chance. He needs to pull it back, or at least have a slightly better position. Panzer is likely to go down. There we go. Panzer drop. This is bad news. And there you go. The Pack 40 is in dire straits.
Taking Soviet
Can the other Pack 40s provide some extra additional fire? Might have been able to hold it, but sadly not. So that's 2 Pack 40s quickly lost. And total chaos ensues as the KV-8 just tears and burns away at all he owns.
It is I.
And with the recovered Panzer IV now joining in.
Scharfschütze.
Our opponents are seizing the sector.
And time to head back here to Sturmtigerost, who's currently in the process of destroying Panzermekanone.
Yes, secure.
Interesting enough, he's not switching over to the main gun, or the other gun on the KV-8. He's sticking with the Flak Panzer. And he's gone finally joint operation. It's surprisingly how late Stephenn actually got a doctrine. I'm curious to know what has led to that, but still we're seeing a Pack 43 going up. Second heaviest anti-tank gun the Germans possessed.
The sector has been cut off.
There was also the Pack 44, which had a 12.8mm gun. Oh, centimetre gun actually. Not millimetres, that would be very little. And he lost the Pack 40 as well. There we go, Flak Panzer kaputt. Point secured over there. I believe the biggest anti-tank gun the Third has was a 100mm one, which was also rather potent. Quick air recons, they like to spot for the Pack 43 as it's soon done. There we go, KV-8 takes a nice hit there from the Pack 43. There you go, Panzer fastening it just in case. Tanks here might run into a bit of trouble, quickly turning the Pack 40, that massive frame. But the tanks escape. The Wrath of the Reich.
Fresh units on the field.
And just placing themselves just beyond the arc of fire. Oh, the cheek right there. It's probably not intentional, but one couldn't help but looking at right here and go, oh, Sturmtiger, you cheeky sod.
Engineers ready.
Pack 43 now blasting away, not really having much success.
Forces capturing supply sector.
It is now under our control. The enemy has our range.
Sniper adding in again.
We're taking fire from an AT gun.
But there we go, shock troopers moving in, so now he needs to be careful. Getting inside the church, it looks like. The classic sniper in a church. On the movies.
Enemy contact.
Might want to focus on the shock troopers, not the Pack crew.
What do you want?
Pack 43 not really effective against infantry. Keep sniping the Pack crew, not the shock troopers. I mean, the shock troopers much more easily move up against him.
They've opened up on us.
There we go, veteran G2. Patronen. Oh, there we go. Actually gets 2 shock troop traps with 1 shot. Or was it the Pack 40 got another one? Nope, he was actually 2 shots there. And it does possess a bit of AoE, but there we go. Grenades, and there we go, trying to retreat. He sort of tried to make his way through the building. A nice idea in this case, you know, considering the exit was also rather close where the shock troops were. It didn't really do much. I mean, otherwise you can focus on, you know, get in one side of the building and then get out the other one if you're being pursued, for example. That way put some space between you and the pursuer. In this case, though, to no avail. Stephenn's definitely being white now.
Standing by.
Yes, comrade.
Tanks being held in reserve. The communists have a
The enemy
counter
has
strike.
75 points remaining. You
Of
appear
course, Stephenn
suited
still
for
have the
command.
Pack
The enemy is
43.
encroaching
So in
on
that
our
regard,
territory.
Sturmtigerost does need to be very, very careful, since he could easily turn very ugly once that thing begins firing at him.
Engineers standing by.
Bit by bit. Enemy squad has us sighted.
It was also the same gun mounted in the Elephant, the Jagdpanther, and the Königstiger. So, little fun fact there as well.
We are as ready
The Yakti having the Pack 44, by the way, and looks like another structure before it might get wiped out on retreat. Rather unfortunate. Sadly, though, the Pack 43 here apparently has not been given any kind of high cruiser shells, so not really much you can do against the shock troopers. Though it was not uncommon for most anti-tank guns to actually have a few high explosive shells to provide a bit of indirect fire support, well, direct fire support for units they were supporting. Just like it wasn't uncommon for howitzers and other artillery to actually have a few anti-tank rounds to cover them from enemy armor
The enemy has
as
taken
well.
our supply sector.
Ready.
Comrade.
And certainly in the early stages of the war, it was not uncommon for the German howitzers to actually be utilised to knock out the heavier Soviet tanks when they didn't have Flak 88s available. So, little fun fact there. Little fun fact.
We have taken the enemy down to 50 points. Da, da.
Panzer IV moving in, Pack 43 firing in support of the Panzerkampfwagen.
Is at risk.
Not a bad idea, I suppose.
Enemy contact.
But things are falling apart here. These are pushed away by a rather large shock trooper force. In fact, he's got 3 squads of them now. Oh, this soldier's lost quite a few squads. He's also got 1 veteran free. Incendiary artillery going against the Panzergrenadiere. There we go. Lighting the entire victory point on fire.
Access to KV-8 flamethrower
And looks like we're seeing a massive assault being prepared here from the Pack 43. And looks like Stephen is blissfully unawares.
We have secured the area.
We are taking fire.
Field gun is firing on us.
Shock troops leading the way. Panzer IV moving in. Grenades going in. He's not hearing the sound of all these 3 tanks assembling. Oh dear, poor Stephen, poor Stephen. If he turned it, he'd have a chance. Oh dear, the KV-8 burned its own shock troopers. But there we go, quickly putting an end to the Pack 43 crew.
25 points. Victory is in our grasp.
Panzer IV receiving several hits there, and game over. A loss for Germany. The first infantry division has been forced to pull back and abandon a Pack 43 to the Soviet enemy, including several other guns as well. The Pack mortar crew here also lost, was never recruited, tragically so. A brutal engagement, and the one thing that mainly surprised me in this game was in fact that Stephen didn't use, the doctrine until very, very late. I mean, in particular, considering the joint operations is, I think, one of the ones he chooses the most. It's a bit odd that he went so long without it. I mean, he could have had a field horse out earlier, howitzer out, which again, he's quite fond of using howitzers. He's also quite good at using howitzers. So again, there's a few surprises there. That was definitely one of his problems. I also think the Panzer IV maneuver here was a bit reckless, and then it was some of those slight mistakes that would rather help his opponent, particularly the MD-42 he ended up handing over to Sturmtigerost. I like the thing actually ended up haunting him quite a bit. And I also think the Ostwind was a mistake. He should have gone for something that could deal with armor, but for some reason he went for the Ostwind and that ended up biting him in the arse. I mean, sometimes, you have to be very careful about choosing an Ostwind in this game. I feel like it could easily end up being the sort of thing that bites you in the arse nowadays. I mean, if you've got a nice core of armor or some good anti-tank gadgets, I mean, great, but Stephen only had 1 anti-tank gun for most of the game, so in that regard, not necessarily the strongest choice. And he probably would have fared better with another Panzer IV or a Sturmgeschütz to provide some anti-tank support that way, rather than the Ostwind. So that's definitely something to consider. I mean, Sturmtigerost still alright, although again sometimes slightly overextending, a bit incautious around the Flammenpanzerwagen, which in several cases end up losing squads. Good use of mines, though he probably could have done with more as the game progressed. Made good use of his doctrine, interesting use of KV-8s. He was able to grab a lot of his equipment from his opponent. I might note there 2 Pack 40s. And he got an MG-42. I mean, that's hardly nothing. So, I mean, in that regard, Stephen ended up doing a lot for his opponent, which is not usually what you want to do. And, of course, the Panzerschrecks, in that regard, Stephen made a few mistakes of extending here and there, which did pay off quite nicely. But again, I think it was mainly the fact that he was so late in getting a doctrine that overall, benefited Sturmtigerost quite a bit. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned a thing or two or three. Hope you were inspired to try out some new things. If you were, why not subscribe? Share with everyone you know and don't know. And if not, well, why not send me a replay and provide some feedback in the comments. And if you do send in your replay, I'll also provide a link, for where you are on the leaderboard. Head over to the official page. Slightly down the front page, there's a link to the leaderboard. Find yourselves there. Send me a link so you can sort of figure out where you are. Also tell me who the bloody hell you are on the replay and such. I mean, that makes it a lot easier for me than just sending a replay and I have to pretty much guess out everything, which usually leaves me a lot less likely to go for it. Anyways, this is Imperial Dane saying cheers and keep on playing.